Don't touch that dial. You don't have a dial. Listen, there's more Monster Fest ahead here on AMC. And don't forget to go to AMCTV.com. Enter the sweepstakes to win a trip to the premiere of Universal's The Mummy Returns. And take the haunted backlot scream test and try for one of those DVD players we're giving away. We'll be here when you get back.
The preceding was brought to you by the Wide Track Grand Prix by Pontiac. Wider is better.
Hurry, the sun! I can't handle this thing!
It's times like these I wish I had a Pontiac Grand Prix.
Nothing tracks the road quite like wide track handling.
Should we stop?
Not in this neighborhood.
Wider is better. The Wide Track Grand Prix.
You can pretend you're not chilled to the bone, but we see right through you. There's more bona fide terror to come on AMC's Monster Fest. The classics come alive. Coming up on AMC's Monster Fest, vampire hunter Dr. Van Helsing battles a blood-sucking baron in The Brides of Dracula starring Peter Cushing. David Peel co-stars in this horrifying Hammer horror classic as a disciple of Count Dracula who goes on a bloody rampage in search of fresh female victims to transform into an army of the undead. The Brides of Dracula is next on AMC's Monster Fest. The classics come alive.
Hey, listen, while we've got a second, let's take a look at the high scores in the haunted backlot scream test.
This year, AMC's Monster Fest features one of the greatest collections of classic monsters ever. But we'll let the stars speak for themselves. AMC's Monster Fest. The classics come alive. The 5-day marathon continues. This October, the internet's got some new blood. AMC's Monster Fest. The classics come alive online. Creep onto our website at amctv.com right now, and you could win some great stakes. We're giving away a free trip to a Hollywood movie screamer and 100 killer DVD players with the ultimate Monster Fest experience. Watch AMC's Monster Fest movie marathons, then go online and test your monster trivia with AMC's Haunted Backlot Scream Test. We're always looking for a nice, plump brain. Plus, you can also score points with our shocking Shockwave games, or dig around the darkened vaults of Universal Studios with our Haunted Backlot Tour. You might find a surprise, or it might find you. This October, dare try an online experience that truly packs a megabyte. On air, online, all day, all fright. AMC's Monster Fest. The classics come alive. The following is brought to you by Disney Cruise Line Vacation. You're the director of your dreams.
First, I'm going to go to my club and you can go to yours. And when I'm done playing, I'll call you, and we can swim in Mickey's pool.
Oh, are you the cruise director?
Now, I have some plans later, so you'll be on your own. And do you mind having dinner alone tonight? After that, we can all see the show together.
On a magical Disney Cruise Line vacation, you're the director of your dreams.
Hey, aren't you glad I thought of it?
Call and discover uncharted magic.
Some inanimate object that has come in contact with some human being has the potential of having placed on it or within it some negative energy. We call it a curse. Call it what you will. It can happen even to a script.
John Belushi was a comic genius, a manic, blues-singing, funny man who poured every ounce of his sizable talent into every skit he performed. On television, it was Saturday Night Live. On film, it was the Blues Brothers and Animal House. No matter where he went, John Belushi blew into the room like a hurricane and left nothing standing in his wake. On March 6th, 1982, shockwaves ran through the entertainment world at the news of Belushi's untimely demise. While holed up in a cottage at Hollywood's Chateau Marmont, Belushi overdosed on a deadly mixture of heroin and cocaine. But before he died, John Belushi was considering taking on the lead role in a film adaptation of Mordecai Richler's novel, ATUK.
ATUK was about an Eskimo that was raised by I think it was an Eskimo father and a Caucasian mother. And he never really assimilated well into the Eskimo life.
While developing scripts at United Artists in the mid-1980s, Doug Drazen fell in love with the manuscript of ATUK. With Belushi gone, Drazen thought that the script would be perfect for wild man Sam Kinison.
One of the reasons why I originally thought that Sam would be right for ATUK was because I thought that he had this great appeal in terms of his comedy for both teenagers and kids alike, because he really was this kind of fun, burly type of character. And though his act was very harsh and at times a little four-letter, if he toned it down, I think kids would love him.
Sam Kinison was a screaming renegade who attacked his material like a rabid pit bull. He was comedy's self-proclaimed king of crude, and he set out to take on ATUK in classic Kinison style.
Sam was going to leave for New York the next day to go and get ready to do the movie. We had a big party for him up at his house and everything, and he was going to do this film, and unfortunately for him, it just didn't work out. You know, you should read the script before you show up on the set. So I said, Sam, did you read the script? No, man, you know, I'll do it day by day. Oh, okay.
Sam Kinison did indeed begin shooting ATUK, but after one day of shooting, he dropped out for mysteriously unexplained reasons. The film ground to a halt.
The picture, in theory, died. You know, it died. It was ready to be made, and it just died.
But it wasn't just ATUK that died. While driving on a lonely highway en route to Las Vegas, Sam Kinison lost his own life in a tragic head-on collision. The ATUK jinx had struck again.
It's fascinating to me that all of these guys who were involved with this film have passed away. Is there a curse on it? I don't know, but it's just a weird thing. And my question is, why don't they send this script to Dice Clay?
A script can also absorb negative energy. It could be cursed as well as any other inanimate object, like a piece of jewelry or a car or a piece of furniture or a costume.
This story only gets stranger. John Candy was a giant of a man. At 300 pounds, he was loved by TV and movie audiences alike. When he dropped dead on March 5th, 1994, the world wept and mourned. We had lost another big man, and guess what? Guess who had read and was considering taking the lead role in ATUK?
You've got these actors, all of whom died tragically after looking at that script. Now, why would that be the case? Could that be coincidence? Or could somebody have wished evil on that script? Could somebody have dabbled in the dark arts and wished a curse on that script that it never be produced, that they wanted something to happen bad to it because of jealousy? And that indeed can happen. It is spooky. It's very strange.
But the macabre tale of the ill-fated ATUK doesn't end yet. There was another guy left, another great comedian, another funny fat guy. Like his three doomed predecessors, Chris Farley was as wild as they come, and the wilder he got, the more people loved him. Before he died of a drug overdose in Chicago in December of 1997, he too had read ATUK. There was interest in his doing the role.
script that I hope never shows up in my door because it took some souls. That's how I look at it. So, you know, that's something I don't want to deal with.
Is ATUK haunted? Who knows? The fact is, it's a good movie that deserves to get made. The question is, who's the next guy out there big enough to take it on?
Scared stiff?
We'll get a rise out of you yet.
There's more chills to come on AMC's Monster Fest. The classics come alive.
You're so lucky. You're still living. So you can watch American Movie Classics Monster Fest, a Halloween movie marathon starring Dracula, Frankenstein, Wolfman, and a regular who's who list of monster superstars. They're creepy, frightening, and only on AMC. It's 60 terrifying movies in 5 days. All you breathers can also hang out on AMCTV.com. It'll be non-stop scary, with games and contests. And get this, a sweepstakes to win a deluxe summer vacation, a trip to the world premiere of The Mummy Returns, with limos, red carpet, the movie star treatment. Sorry, pal, you're not eligible. You don't want to miss Monster Fest. I guess I'll be here. But I'd watch if I could. Could somebody call Dr. Frankenstein for me?
The following Behind the Screams is brought to you by Chevrolet. Chevy will be there. Nosferatu. Vlad the Impaler.
To know your enemy,
Dragul. Dracula.
is to defeat him. Throughout Hollywood's history, Dracula has been able to change his appearance as easily as his name.
Listen to them. Children of the night.
Bela Lugosi and Christopher Lee are his most famous incarnations. But what about John Carradine as the Transylvanian Count's American counterpart, or Carlos Villaria's Spanish interpretation?
Buenas noches, Señor Renfield.
And that's just the tip of the fan. But be warned, it's not only the Count you must watch out for.
Thank you, I never drink wine.
Lon Chaney Jr. took a break from howling at the moon to play Dracula's dutiful son.
Alucard is undoubtedly a vampire. Probably a descendant of Count Dracula.
And Gloria Holden's darkness.
What do you see in my eyes?
Death. So now that you know this face of evil, you can fight him. Log on to AMCTV.com to play Dracula the Online Adventure Shockwave game, where you can match wits against Dracula and earn points to win one of 100 DVD players.
Vampires. Vampires? Vampires! Ha, ha, ha!
There's more to the movies than meets the eye. Every week, AMC's Behind the Screen takes you to the other side. Join host John Burke for deeper looks into the lives of your favorite stars and onto the sets of your favorite films. Take a look.
This week, see how Universal Studios brought the world's most famous monsters to life. And for the greatest comeback stories ever, hear the tales of haunted Hollywood.
Behind the Screen on AMC, Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Coming up on AMC's Monster Fest, vampire hunter Dr. Van Helsing battles a blood-sucking baron in The Brides of Dracula starring Peter Cushing. David Peel co-stars in this horrifying Hammer horror classic as a disciple of Count Dracula who goes on a bloody rampage in search of fresh female victims to transform into an army of the undead. The Brides of Dracula is next on AMC's Monster Fest. The classics come alive. The following is brought to you by Mailstation. One-touch email without the PC. Go to www.mailstation.com.
Dear Mom, I've lost control. The boys have taken me hostage. Help. Now.
Mailstation. Email without the PC. By Sidco.
I bid you welcome.
Monster Fest, the classics come alive.
Welcome back to the birthplace of great American monster movies and the home of this year's AMC Monster Fest, Universal Studios. I'm Linda Blair. Our next feature is Hammer Films' 1960 epic Brides of Dracula. It's an odd title. A, no one gets married, and B, Dracula isn't even in this thing. Christopher Lee refused to reprise his role as Dracula in this film because he didn't want to get typecast like Bela Lugosi had been. So Hammer Films came up with a whole new vampire, Baron Meinster, a disciple of Dracula's. Hammer proudly proclaimed in the ad campaign that he was the world's first blonde vampire. This movie is really a vehicle for Peter Cushing, who plays the fearless vampire hunter, Dr. Von Helsing. Most people probably know Cushing best as the evil general in Star Wars, but he actually appeared in over 100 films and television shows. He played Doctor Who for the BBC and appeared in Laurence Olivier's Hamlet. Now that's real range. Enjoy Peter Cushing in Brides of Dracula, and afterwards, show your range at AMCTV.com. Take the haunted backlot scream test. Hey, it's fun! And the top scores will win one of 100 state-of-the-art DVD players. And while you're there, also make sure you enter the Monster Fest sweepstakes. You could win a free VIP trip to the premiere of Universal's blockbuster The Mummy Returns. I'll see you later.
Transylvania, land of dark